G'day guys, well, welcome back to Pete's Gold Adventures. Look, we've got a little bit of a workshop edition again. Some people showed interest in some of the engineering stuff I do, and yeah, I thought, do I show it? Are people going to watch it? I thought, bugger it. I'll put one out there, see if people enjoy it. But yeah, it's a bit of a update of what I've been doing. I haven't been doing nothing. I just haven't been able to get out of the bush, haven't been able to find that time. But yeah, what I have been doing, building a ring roller. Some people might know what a ring roller is. This is my gigantic version. This is my little one. And for what I needed it for, this was just not big enough. So I had to make a larger ring roller. That's how this one come about. Anyway, I've got to make some little round washers that go on here to stop this item coming off. But yeah, I'll let you in on what I'm doing in a minute. But yeah, I'll just give you a quick update of the trommel. Not much has happened, but a little bit has. Well guys, so here's the trommel, and as you can see, not a lot has happened at all. One thing I have done, which was next to nothing, I took that pulley off because it's a bit small, and I installed this larger one. Now this petrol engine goes a little bit quicker. I think it idles at like 1750, where the electric motor I had, it ran at 1400 revs, I do believe. So basically I can always speed it up, I just can't slow it down. So I thought if I get the biggest pulley I possibly can, and there's not a whole lot of clearance left under there, hopefully that will pull the revs down, because I only want this to spin about 18 to 20 revs per minute. So it's not a lot. So hopefully, if my calculations worked out correctly, yeah, hopefully we'll get our 20 RPM. But anyway, so yes, off with that little one and on with that big one. One thing I have been dabbling in, just to try and save time and for a little bit of accuracy, I have had some rings laser cut. So as you can see, there's one on the outside, this guy, that is actually going to have the bearings put on it down here to actually stop the drum from walking. And I've got this one on the inside. Tell you what, I was pretty happy. I measured that out with some giant calipers, and in one go, I actually got it right. And they both slipped on beautifully. So not much gap there. The idea of the inside one, it's going to be pushed back here, up against the edge of the mesh. So the mesh is going to be back here somewhere. And anything that wants to get out, it's got to jump this ring. So I'm not going to knock it all the way in yet. So it's just sort of there for test fit. But yeah, any small stuff, like gold, can't jump up and over. That's what I'm hoping. It's just going to fall. It's going to hit it, get stuck, and drop through and into the, well, sluice box of sorts. But yeah, so here's my rings. Got two more. These ones, basically one each, is going to go on each side of this, effectively like that. But yes, obviously going around the drum and not sitting on the outside like this. But yeah, that's going to encapsulate the belt. It's going to put a bit more side pressure on the belt, so hopefully we don't get any slip. Had one guy comment, he goes, oh, I don't think it's going to work. He reckons it's going to slip. Tell you what, that's a lot of surface area, that that drum. But look, worst comes to worst, this is a grooved belt. You can see little grooves under there. If I could get some sort of, I don't know, some ribbed material that I can roll into a ring, I'll wrap it with that, and hopefully that would give it some more grip. But anyway, we'll try it this way first. Hey, if it fails, all good. It's not all lost. But anyway, that's about the extent of the trommel at the moment. So I really have not done a great deal at all. I actually really haven't touched it other than slip those rings on and get them laser cut. Anyway, guys, I'm going to show you what little project I've also been working on, getting something else laser cut, hopefully to free up a bit more of my time and not have to do it with a plasma cutter, because a plasma cutter does a great job, but it just does not do it very neatly. This is what I've got laser cut. This is one of my hammer mills. I've got some slots put in it. Let's just sit straight in there. So it basically locates it. I can then just sort of square it up, weld it off, all is good. I've got some of these guys laser cut. So these go on the back to hold me angle grinder. I've got my hammer wheel. I've actually got laser cut out of 10mm steel. So that will be beautiful for the bow shackles to go onto. And I also got a front plate laser cut. So all they do, they all nicely match up. That'll be out here. But yes, there is something in the middle. Now this is what I've been making the ring roller for. It is the outer housing for my hammer mill. All ready to go. So I've got all my holes already drilled, got my little teardrop shape. That's where I've got to line this up on the inner liner. and then I'll put my exhaust tube on here. Yes, this is what I need the ring roller for. The reason being, around that pipe. Now that pipe is the inner liner. Obviously I've got to chop that up. There'd be about 7 or 8 liners worth there. Normally I was getting the machine shop to cut it up because it's a pain in the butt, but they were so busy and I wanted it, so I just got it. But anyway, I have to roll that flat bit around that. Now I do have a sheet metal roller. It has got no chance of rolling 3mm because that's 3mm by 70mm. So that little one there, that was never gonna do it. So I smashed out this. It has taken a little while to do because I haven't had a whole lot of time to actually get in the shed and build this. All that turned up on that. Anyway guys, I do have to make these washers. So yeah, let's run through that and yeah, we'll get a little bit of machine work going. Righto, so these very butchery bits of metal are going to be me washers. Effectively, I needed them the size of that worn out disc. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put them in the lathe. That'll make them nice and round. So I'm just going to basically feed a bolt through. I need to space it out. So I've got a couple of bearings here. They're the same size. Almost there. Need a washer. I think that should do up. Only thing is, I've only got a nylock, so that's a pain in the butt. Anyway, I'm going to get this done up and tight, and we'll get it in a lathe. Rightio, so very crudely, got my bearings on there. Beautiful, got them nice and tight. I'm going to put this in the chuck, but I'm going to put this up against the jaws, this face. So hopefully it'll keep it nice and square, and I'll turn these around, and then I'll take the back off the bolt. I'll put them both into the chuck. I'll get the boring bar, and I'll take this hole out to, I believe, it's M14. So, and then that can go onto the ring roller, and I'll show you sort of how I built that to a degree. As I pull the end off, I'll pull one of the rollers apart and show you how I made those. Rightio, let's get this show on the road as I gnaw these very ordinary looking bits of metal that I didn't cut very round. That's looking pretty good. Got all our flat spots. So we'll just check the sizing. We don't want it too big. So this is basically an off-cut of the pipe. She's a bit ragged looking, but it'll do for sizing. So all I need is the tiniest of lips. So that's going to have probably about 3mm lip. So that should be tons. Anyway, I'm going to take them off of this, and yeah, we'll put them straight in the chuck. We'll get the boring bar, and we'll take that hole out to 14mm. Rightio, so there's our 2 washers. So now I will place them together, put them in the chuck, and put the boring bar through there, take it out to M14, and yeah, then we'll put them on the roller and we'll give it a test burl. There we go. Oh, it's still in there. Alright, so we'll have that up hard against the face. It's not really grabbing both at once though. We're going to put the other jaws in. So I can only do one at a time. Just the jaws don't quite grab both of them well. So we'll do one at a time, but yeah, it doesn't have to go very far. I just like using boring bars because this is nice and true, and it'll true that up perfectly to the center. Drill bits can drift a bit, so not fabulous. There we go. A little bit of play is all good. Very nice. Well, there's one. Beautiful. There. I'll give you a look what it looks like going onto the roller. Alright, so I've already taken the bulk out because that's the one I was using to test it. But yeah, I'll take this off. So this is a 25mm shaft going through this 5mm by 50 by 50 box section. It's turned down on the back to be smaller, so it was tighter. This side, yeah, I've only got a step bit that went this big. Now, if I had a milling machine or something like that, I could do a much nicer hole. But anyway, then this was turned down 20mm to suit one of these bearings. So I turn that down. That's a nice little fit onto there. I put a spacer tube on. And on the other end, this one's actually hammered in. It's quite tight. I just didn't want to make both that tight because it'd be a bit of a pain to get on. So that just slipped on there nicely. Now for these guys, these are going to go on here. Now it creates this a little lip. All I needed was a little lip. I didn't need anything any bigger, just a little lip to stop the piece from sort of working its way off. But that should just go on there. Get him in there. Now I've got the washer on the inside because I want to jam the bearing to the shaft, but I don't want to jam this to the bearing. I actually want a gap. So this is fixed, this is not. So I did want to jam it to the housing. So with that washer in there, it's jamming the bearing and this, but because this is not touching that, it is a bit bigger gap. I'd probably like a little smaller gap, but yeah, you can see the washer down in there. This is still free to turn, but this stays fixed. So your workpiece can bang up against that and not jump off because it was actually winding itself off. This isn't dead perfect, like perfectly square, but I think it'll do the job just nice. Anyway, I'm going to repeat that on the other side, then we'll get ready to give it a test. So there we go, second ring installed. Now that gap, I could get rid of it a bit if I really wanted to. The inner sleeve tube that was spacing between the bearings, all I'd have to do is turn that down a bit and I'd be good to go. But look, it is an aesthetic thing. It doesn't really hinder its use. So there we go. I haven't painted this yet because I wanted to make sure it was going to work first before I got too carried away. But anyway, guys, let's get one of these housings in and give it a roll. There we go. Pieces in. My little flanges are working beautifully, so that'll keep it nice and straight. It'll hold it up against them. All I've got to do now is tighten it up. I'll give it a couple. A little bit of pressure. And start rolling it. Now, I've made it 80mm too long, so I basically got these 40mm flat bits, because you can come right to the edge of that roll and you have to stop, otherwise it'll flip off. But it should still be round enough to join up. Come through the other way, come to the edge, you can feel it, it's about to pop. You don't want to do that. Alrighty guys, so we have rolled that. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but just there is the other line. There's that line. So now basically just cut that off, cut it off at that line, put it together and weld it. Alrighty, so there we go. All welded, gave it a bit of a linish up. Nice. Alrighty, so I'm going to put a bit of pressure on it and we'll give it a spin. We'll true it up. So I've sort of wound it down. I don't want to put too much pressure on it. There we go. Ready, the moment of truth. There we go. One ring. So now we've just got to pull this up, mark my circle, mark my dots, cut my slots. Well, we'll chop this off first, chuck it in the lathe, true it up. There we have it. One outer housing ready for an inner liner. Well guys, that's a little bit of what I've been up to lately, a little bit of engineering, so yeah, and a bit of laser cutting, so hopefully it'll make my hammer mills that little bit better. You probably notice I'm never satisfied with anything. I just keep trying to improve everything I do until it's sort of at a pretty good standard that I'm sort of happy with. But I think the old hammer mill, now I can do it all in-house effectively, other than the laser cutting. But yeah, I did have to get those rolled by an engineering place, so that was always a bit of a hassle. But now I can do it here with my new ring roller, which is worth the treat. Anyway guys, that's it for this little mini episode of Pete's Shed Adventures. So if you did enjoy it, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know, did you like it? Did you not like it? It's a bit different, bit of an engineering, still in the gold-based theme. Anyway guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.